Dolphins suffer embarrassing beatdown in joint practice against Lions. Reporters call it as lopsided a joint NFL practice as they've ever seen. In the middle of NFL training camp season, that time of year when every throw, every catch, and every sideline scuffle tends to get blown out of proportion. The Miami Dolphins managed to make headlines for all the wrong reasons. On Wednesday, during a joint practice session with the Detroit Lions, Miami endured what multiple reporters described as an outright drubbing. In fact, 3 separate journalists used the same word, lopsided, to describe the scrimmage. 2 of them even went further, calling it the most lopsided joint practice they had ever witnessed. For fans, mid-August can be a dangerous time to overreact. This is the season when a single missed pass in a drill can spark internet panic, or when a promising preseason highlight sends expectations soaring. Yet, as exaggerated as some training camp takes can be, there was no sugarcoating what happened to Miami in Allen Park on Wednesday. Even the kindest review came from Mike Payton of A to Z Sports, who suggested that the Dolphins might be really bad, before settling on, not a great day for Miami. Considering that was the most forgiving perspective offered, you can imagine how grim the rest of the coverage was. How it unfolded, play by painful play. The Miami Herald, which blogged the entire practice, provided a running account of the Dolphins' struggles. Among the most glaring low points: Amon Ra Street, Brown runs wild. Detroit's star wideout dominated nearly every matchup. In one-on-one drills, he repeatedly burned Miami's secondary. In 7-on-7s, he hauled in a long touchdown. During full 11-on-11 sessions, he caught multiple chunk gains, including an impressive one-handed grab despite tight coverage. The performance drew comparisons to a stat line from Wilt Chamberlain's mythical 100-point night, only on a football field. Jared Goff stays perfect. The Lions' quarterback was sharp throughout, picking apart the Dolphins' defense without any reported turnovers. His accuracy and decision-making kept Detroit's offense humming from start to finish. Miami's QB woes. Both Tua Tagovailoa and backup Zach Wilson had their share of problems. Each was sacked at least once and forced to scramble repeatedly. Wilson opened the day with 2 interceptions in 7-on-7 drills and missed at least 2 open throws, though he later connected for a pair of touchdowns. Tagovailoa managed a score on a screen pass but also overthrew a critical 4th down attempt, and one of his passes was dropped by tight end Julian Hill. Tempers flare. The session ended with a brief fight between Dolphins safety Ifeatu Melifonwu, a former Lion, and Detroit receiver Jameson Williams. Details were scarce, but given the day's events, the altercation didn't exactly shift momentum in Miami's favor. Adding insult to injury, to make matters worse, Miami's flop came a day after Lions linebacker Grant Stewart openly questioned whether the Dolphins would be ready for Detroit, even suggesting they might not practice with the same intensity. If those comments were supposed to serve as bulletin board motivation, the Dolphins didn't show it on the field. Perspective, and a reminder. Before Dolphins fans spiral into despair, it's worth remembering that this was just a training camp practice. Joint sessions can be chaotic and don't always reflect regular season realities. NFL history is full of misleading preseason narratives, such as the now infamous 2021 training camp reports claiming Ja'Marr Chase couldn't catch an NFL ball. He went on to set rookie records. There's still a path where Miami rebounds quickly. Tyreek Hill could regain top form, Tagovailoa could stay healthy, and running back Devon Achane could be a breakout star. A 5-2 start is far from impossible. Moving forward, for head coach Mike McDaniel and his staff, Wednesday's debacle will likely serve as a learning tool, at least initially. Reviewing the tape could help identify weaknesses and reset the team's focus heading into the season. Still, after the lessons are learned, McDaniel might be tempted to burn the tape entirely. Because while practice may not count in the standings, by every account, this one was a horror show, and some films are simply too painful to watch twice. If you want, I can also make a short, punchy version for quick reading sports fans alongside this detailed one. That would work well for social media or headline teasers.